OMT Online Dynasty, welcome back everybody. Our week 5 game of the week, and we've got quite the matchup coming your way here with Uncle Drew and his Rice Owls running that Rice modern option offense. Very excited and interested to see how he is going to be running that playbook. It's one of my personal favorites. See if we can learn a thing or two from our guy Drew, taking on B3 and his undefeated UTSA Roadrunners, our first two-time participant here in Game of the Week. We saw him back in week 0 using that Oregon offense and a whole heck of a lot of direct snaps, that freakish halfback that UTSA has, but now he is going to be in the generic air raid and running a lot of split back. So I'm very curious to look at the offenses of both of these teams. And it's truly an unbelievable game we got for you here this week. So if you haven't seen any of these before, this is our 32 user online dynasty. We got 4 custom conferences with 8 teams in each, going to a relegation system in year 2. Starting here in year 1, it's just more regional geographic conferences. First and second in each is going to move into one conference, third and fourth into another, and so on and so forth. If you are interested in potentially joining the Dynasty, it is all done through the Discord. Link for that is down in the description below. Just hop in there, make a post, tag me, DM me somehow, some way. Let me know you want on the wait list. I will get you on there. It is a long wait list, 100%, but we've already gone through 3 or 4 names at this point. We average about 10 a season. It might take a little bit, but you will get a spot eventually here. And also, before we get further into it, if you guys could do me a huge favor, just leave a like right down below on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Really trying to get this up to that 500 number, and we are getting pretty gosh dang close. So all of that said, all of that covered, I think we can take it over to our video board here. Take a look at these two teams, starting with UTSA. And I think this last patch kind of broke something here on the depth charts, because it's still showing Western Kentucky with our record and our stats and everything like that. But the depth chart obviously is UTSA. So we got Owen McCown at quarterback. We already saw this in week 0, so we're not going to spend too much time on the Roadrunners here. It's really going to be about this guy, Will Henderson III, the 88 overall, 96 speed, 97 excel. Absolute just monster of a halfback. What is Rice's game plan going to be to try to slow down Will Henderson? Because with the defenses we got, I have no idea. So that's another thing I'm going to be a little curious about. But even behind him, Amarian Peterson, another 90 speed running back, 89 speed here. So just top to bottom, the running back room of UTSA, really good. At wide receivers, we're going to have David Amador the second, 88 speed, 6 foot tall, and 91 speed. AJ Wilson, 92 speed. DJ Allen, Makai Anderson, 91 speed. This UTSA offense, I mean, Roadrunners meep. That name makes a lot of sense for how gosh dang fast this offense is. Even at tight end, 6'3", 81 speed. Really good looking offense with the Roadrunners. Especially considering us all being, group of 6 teams. I don't think anybody's going to have a defense fast enough to be able to keep up with those guys, but we will see. I'm fairly confident Rice isn't, because we've actually used them in Road to the College Football Playoff quite a bit, because I wanted to unlock their offensive playbook, and I haven't used it with another team yet. I was going to, actually, the day I'm recording this. Well, you guys are seeing it, actually, the day I'm recording it on Saturday, but matchmaking is broken in Road to the College Football Playoff, and I don't really want to run with North Texas or TCU in that Rice offense against a bunch of tier 1 teams, so we're going to hold off on that for a little bit. But Will linebacker here, really like the looks of this Bryce Grays, 86 speed, 6'1", 205. We definitely expect to see him out on the field here for UTSA. Cornerback room, 6'2", 6'3", 6'3". Whoa, we got some big boys. We got the speed on the offensive side. So that's the Roadrunner side, is the offensive side. This is like the Wile E. Coyote side, a little bit bigger, a little bit lankier. We'll see, maybe, hopefully they won't acme themselves into a tunnel or something like that. Even up at free safety, 6'1" with blow up, strong safety, 6'1". So the entire UTSA secondary, 6'1" or taller, I believe, which is crazy. Sub linebackers, we're gonna have Tucker and Newell. I don't think I'd have Tucker in there with a 79 speed. I don't know. If I were the Roadrunners, I think I would switch these two and have Grays be our sub linebacker 1, but we will see how it works out for UTSA. So let's go take a look at Rice right up here. It's kind of nice I don't have to do like the record blocker and everything, I guess, but it's weird. It's just stuck on Western, whatever. Quarterback for Rice, Ja'Cory Brown. This guy's awesome. Maybe not at throwing the ball, but at running, he's fantastic. 88 speed, 91 excel, 87 agility, 90 change of direction, and I mean, he has 86 throw power. Let's just just don't worry about his accuracies. He's got 86 throw power, so he can throw it down the field a little bit if you need him to. Halfback, again, though, going to be the star of the show, Quentin Rampage Jackson. He is back. One of my favorite running backs to watch in College Football 26 when Taxi Cab was Rice. This guy was an absolute monster, expecting some big plays from him here. And then DeAndre Hardeman Jr. going to back him up with that armbar ability there. Wide receiver-wise, 90 speed, Barry Jackson Jr., 88 speed, Ben Grice. Lane with 90 speed. So when I run Rice, these two are my slot receivers, so they are the wing backs in those wingback sets that Rice has, because they had the best change of direction. So I'm curious to see how we'll look at slot receivers here and how Drew sets it up here with Rice. He is going to keep James Falk at tight end here, the 75 speed option. You have an 81 speed Preston Zinter there if you would like. Offensive line, let's see any abilities. We do have a quick step on our right guard, so that's, hey, that's better than nothing. We'll take whatever we can get with these kind of teams. Nothing across our defensive line except workhorses, because of course there's just workhorses all over the field. Now Jesus Machado Jr. with his platinum wrap-up. This guy was on the field for me for Rice. We will see. I would assume he's going to be on the field here for Drew as well. And then Nick Joyner, 82 speed with Robber. So a couple solid linebackers. Corners, 90 speed, 5'10", 89 speed. So at least we have some speed in the cornerback room. It's just such a tough matchup against that offense of UTSA. We do have a silver blow-up up here with Davion Hook. So let's see, who does he have as his slot receivers? He's going with Lane and Clark as his two. And then at sub linebackers, going to be Machado and A.J. Brown, which actually I think is exactly how I did it. I'm pretty sure when I used Rice, I used Machado and Brown as the sub linebackers. Just makes sense with how that team is set up. So that is how Rice looks. That is how UTSA looks. That's all we got to go over from here. Let's take it to the game. Take it to the Alamo Dome. A Lone Star showdown here. Rice versus UTSA. Alamo Dome rocking. The boys are ready. Let's have a heck of a game, and we most certainly do. It is going to be the Rice Owls starting with the ball here. This game is all going to be from the perspective of Drew, from Rice. Let's get to it. Like I said, very curious to see. I personally like the shotgun stuff a lot better than the pistol. I know most people like the pistol wingback stuff of Rice a little bit better. So just right away, curious to see what formations we're going to here with the Rice offense. And as usual with these games of the week, we are going to go over the full first offensive drive of each team, then start hopping around to some different highlights and things. Speaking of highlights, we will have some halftime highlights from 3 other user games that happened here in week 5. And at the very end of the game, we'll go over everything that happened in week 5 and potentially in week 6. So we're coming out right away in a shotgun. Going to go with a Rampage Jackson run right up the middle. You can see how quick and shifty that little guy is. He might not have any abilities. Admittedly, he doesn't look the best, but the guy just gets in there and makes some plays. We'll take that one for a gain of 3. I do like that halfback ISO run. I do like that. It just kind of got blown up by the nose tackle there, or D tackle of the Roadrunners. Going with our motion daggers. See, I like to put B on something here. I don't know. I'm not big on actually the motion stuff. The stunt gets in, but a good find there by Mr. Brown, number 9, the tight end Preston Zinter, right over the middle, picking up the early first down for Rice. Yeah, I don't know. Especially on the triple option stuff. I like more of the quick, like, no motion. You don't really see it coming as much. So I don't know. We'll see what Rice ends up doing. Looks like some 6-1 on defense here. They are in the 4-2-5 man pressure defense. Verticals. I love this play, and I actually really like this setup he was doing here too. Oh, we got A. You got him right up the middle. Goodness gracious, I love that play. Find Hardeman Jr., streak him for the touchdown. It's just such a good way to catch people off guard. I do want to see what kind of hot routes we did on here. Unbelievable start here for Rice, though. So we do a return route on our tight end here. Which I like that. I was messing around maybe with a corner route on the tight end, but I like that return idea. And then you do want to hot route a streak here on A, because you can see that route he was on before. He kind of goes more towards the middle of the field. Now with him streaking down, this is actually destroys cover 3, and it's really good against man coverage. As we see here, as we or that might have been a match, or that might have been not been man, but either way, that is Hardman Jr. streaking right down the field, throwing some punches, just like his teammate Quentin Rampage Jackson must have taught him in training camp. Early touchdown for the Owls. Now our first look at B3 in the generic air raid playbook. Now, what throws me off when I go against it is so many times I just don't know what the formation is because the names are so different. Like even here, split backs, blue. Of course, we know that split backs, this isn't the best example, but still, just calling it blue. Where's the receivers going to be? Where's the tight end going to be? Who knows? It's a pretty generic looking split back here, though. So that's Will Henderson on the left, number 22, Bryson Donnell, getting the carry right up the middle there for a nice gain of 7. Split backs, not something I can say I've ever really messed with. Even the play calls, like that one was just 23. Split backs, not something I really mess with a whole heck of a lot. A little bit when in 25, UNLV had some split back stuff in their go-go playbook, and I think Colorado still does this year. What in the world is this? Ninja stack, got 3 offensive linemen there, everybody spread out wide. What a spin move by number 84. Nobody on Rice is gonna be able to catch A.J. Wilson. What an answer back from the Roadrunners. What a crazy formation, a crazy looking play, but my goodness, did it work. Unbelievable spin move, and just like that, we're a minute and 18 seconds in, and it is 7-7. So now we can go ahead and start hopping around a little bit, and Rice, once they got that ball back, actually UTSA's defense forced a 3 and out, so the Roadrunners offense back on the field here, just picked up a 3rd and short to put the ball into Rice's territory, ball at the 44-yard line. That's Henderson actually split out wide on this. He's our outside slot receiver over on the right. Number 10 is the one in the backfield for the Roadrunners with Owen McCown, and he is going to be the one getting the ball, but a good click on, a good dive tackle there. Machado able to bring him down after just a short gain. See, like this, early offset. What does that mean? Oh, it's a trips. Okay. But because, I like to call defenses based on the alignment of the offense. So I hate going against the generic air raid playbook. A little pressure coming in from that right edge, but find Mr. Henderson. Even when he's getting out of bounds, he's breaking ankles. He's sending Rice defenders flying. Again, a 3-by-1. It looks like, see, I think Drew might be having the same kind of issues because he's coming out and like audibling based on what the offense looks like. So there he came out in a Tampa 2, saw it was actually a trips formation, went to that cover 3 cloud or double cloud, which actually did a pretty good job against the RPO. That's been my one gripe with that 3 high defense, is not really being able to cover those flats. They did a good job that time. Take it to the second quarter. And back in the split backs comes UTSA. I mean, considering what we saw from their running back room, I kind of like this idea. Get those running backs out there. But that's A.J. Wilson in the backfield here with Will Henderson, and it is going to be Henderson on the run up the middle. Another good dive tackle by Machado. We cannot let Henderson be getting into any sort of space here if we are this Rice defense, but that is unbelievably easier said than done. That's actually an incredibly difficult task. So back in split backs, so far we've only seen that 23 run. I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing, we are seeing it again. I was just gonna say, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually are seeing something different, but we were not. It is that run right back to Henderson, and the Rice defense standing tall, forcing a 4th and inches. Gotta feel like the Roadrunners are gonna be going for it in this situation. You get a 4th and inches at the 20. You don't really want to settle for 3 here. I would understand doing so just to make sure we're taking an early lead. But I think I like going for it here too. And we are going to go with that run right up the middle to number 10. Brandon High Jr. is going to take it all the way in, get aggressive on the 4th down, go back to his split backs, this time in shotgun, but a very similar run. Great lead block by Will Henderson, and UTSA up by 7. But just like we saw earlier, when Rice got 7 on the board, UTSA didn't take long to answer, and the Owls offense flying high. Going to a full house, going to a triple option, they all bite down. A little sketchy pitch, but he gets it to Quentin Rampage Jackson. Can he beat him all the way to the sideline? Get off me, little fella. That's what all that training is for. That's what all that sparring is for. A little jujitsu in there, a little judo, uses momentum against him. Sidestep, toss, Rampage Jackson all the way in, waving to the UTSA faithful as right back to 14-14. Now the UTSA offense back on the attack, though. Got it past the 50 here again. Ball at the Rice 43-yard line. Just over 3.5 minutes to go here in what's been an electric first half. So we're getting over there with Brown to try to watch that RPO. It was an RPO. User defender right there. We're going to have to go with that run up the middle and nowhere for Amarian Peterson to go on that run. A gain of nothing. Now back in some split back here, but the shotgun version, green rip, the formation of the air raid, and going back to that run up the middle. That has been a pretty successful run we've seen from UTSA, either out of the split backs from under center or the shotgun. Gets a gain of 6 now. Green rip offset. So green rip was a 2 in the backfield. I'm guessing this is as well. We have 3 running backs on the field here with 2 wide receivers. Pretty sure this will be 2 in the backfield. Fairly confident. Yes, nailed it. Let's go. So 2 in the backfield, 25 and 28. That's Amarian Peterson to the left. And I'm not sure who 25 is actually. Over on the right, we'll see. Oh, that's Frankie Arthur Jr. motioning out to the left flat. Owen McCown dropping back to pass. This defensive line just coming screaming at him. I didn't even see a stunt on that one. I think we just tried to drop back to pass, but our offensive line had different ideas. McCown just has to kind of get rid of it. Now we got a 4th and 4. 54-yard kick. You are at home, which is nice. You're in a dome, which is nice. I'm like Dr. Seuss over here. So you don't have to worry about any wind or anything, but I don't know the kicker situation here of UTSA. I never look at the kickers. Instead, we are going to be going for it here again. Now, last time we went for it on 4th down, it was a touchdown. We'll see what happens this time. 4th and 4, going to some gun empty. See if, we are going to be sending the dogs here on defense. A little double mug, a little mid blitz. See if we can't get somebody coming in free. We can't. Can number 7 stick with his man? Just barely enough. That's Will Henderson Jr. on the streak that somehow did not win. I mean, we looked over that Rice defense. They didn't have anybody fast enough, but he was able to stay attached at the hip for long enough. Forces the overthrow from McCown. Rice's defense stands tall and gets the turnover on downs. Jump ahead just a little bit from there, just 1 first down essentially for Rice. Got the ball right at midfield as we head towards the 2-minute warning. See if we're going to get this snap off or if we are just going to wait. We're going to get the snap off. Looks like 6-1 again here on the defense, going back to that stunt. So this was played. Was this played before the patch? I'm pretty sure. No, it actually wasn't. Because the Texas stunts seem to not be nearly as good after that patch came out. At least from what I saw from my personal testing, that against the run game, those Texas stunts were just so good at taking away inside runs. That didn't seem to be the case anymore, but let's see what Rice is going to draw up now. So a 2nd and 6, we're going we're going to try to burn them deep here. Again, going with that same setup, and I don't hate like a comeback over on B either, just in case it is some man coverage, giving yourself a different option. Like if we had a comeback on B, we would have been able to throw that. Instead, we'll take our little check down to our tight end, who is able to still hold on to that though. So it is a 3rd and inches. See, and we're going right to a QB blast, and Brown's got gap in 86. What a block from our tight end out there, leading the way. Ja'Cory Brown, bang, throws the big right hook, knocks out UTSA's defense, and the Rice Owls right back on top. But believe it or not, just like almost every single time, one team scores, the other team is quick to answer back. Right after the kick return, first play, 1st and 10 at their own 29, back in our split backs, going back to that 23 run, and look at Henderson the third. This man, how quick he can cut once he gets into open space, he is just gone. There's nothing that Rice defense is going to be able to do. Finally, Henderson able to break through, hits him with the 6-7, touchdown for UTSA, and we're right back to a tied ball game. Now, would you believe me if I told you First play for Rice. They've got the ball at their own 25 now. First and 10. Minute 23 left in the half. Going to take that outside run to Quentin Rampage Jackson, and one cut back to the inside, and he is gone. Anything you can do, we can do better. Henderson the third breaks that big run. Quentin Rampage Jackson right back to it, right back to his shadow boxing, back to 28-21. Insane game. Now, if I told you something similar were to happen again, you just wouldn't believe me. Surely I would be joking at this point. First play after the kick return. Minute 9 left in the first half. Going back to Will Henderson, going back to that split backs run, and going back to the Baja, going back to the crib, going back to the house. Will Henderson the third answers right back. That is 3 plays, 3 touchdowns, 2 for Will Henderson the third, 2 for Quentin Rampage Jackson, and it is 28-28. No first play touchdowns here, but we do have a 3rd and 6 for Rice. 40 seconds left in the half. Going to go back to a verticals concept, this time out of pistol, out of play action. Gets hit. Ball comes out. Number 89 is going to scoop it up. Gets dragged down by Rampage Jackson. Did we finally see a big play by the defense? Did one of these defenses do something? We are going to get a challenge here from Rice, and womp. He was down. That is a sack. That is going to be a 4th and 13, and that's actually just going to take us to halftime. UTSA does get the ball back, obviously, but time ends up running out. So unbelievable. What an electric first half. The back and forth of these two teams has been phenomenal to watch. Quentin Rampage Jackson throwing his jabs, throwing his hooks, maybe an uppercut in there every once in a while. But Will Henderson the third answering right back, feinting, countering. Every single punch that Rampage and this Rice offense has thrown their way, UTSA has answered back immediately. Phenomenal first half between these two squads. But before we get to the second half, let's go over some highlights from 3 other user games that happened here in week 5. First, we are going to go to Boone, North Carolina, Sun Belt Conference matchup here between Troy, the Trojans, and the Mountaineers, and it is Redino and Appalachian State with the ball here. Game tied 7 apiece, dropping back to pass. We see a one-on-one with our guy Desmond James, and we are going to take our shot. Touchdown. What a ball there by Singleton. That 95 speed on the wide receiver. Going to be absolutely deadly in a league like this. We see the one-on-one again over on the left. That boy just too fast, just too tall, just too big. The Troy defender tries to turn around, tries to make a play on the ball, but all in vain as Desmond James comes down with it for another App State touchdown. Now 21-14, the Troy Trojans with the ball here, going to run a little bit of play action, looking deep over the middle. Looks like we got our guy, and we do. Nearly undercut, unbelievably close to being undercut, but number 4 able to make the play on it, able to get to the sideline and take it in for the score. Tie us up at 21-21. A little fake. Oh, we're going to shoot it now. We're just dancing. 21-21. Still in the first half. Appalachian State back with the ball. Redino looking to take that lead back. What a freaking play. What a ball. What a throw by Singleton. 243 yards, 4 touchdowns here in the first half. What a catch by James that was challenged. The call did stand. James did hold on to that touchdown for App State. Now dropping back to pass again, finding that deep wheel route going down the right. The safety not quite able to rotate in time. Another touchdown for Singleton. And from there, it was pretty much all App State. They win that one 42-28. So now we go to San Diego State taking on North Texas, and this man, and we know firsthand how difficult this number 1 of North Texas is, Jaheim White. Now, his fatigue, his wear and tear is a different topic, but when he's in the game and getting the rock, you just gotta pray to the gods that you're gonna be able to get a stop. So Wes in San Diego State now looking to tie us back up. A 3rd and inches here in the first quarter, finds that quick slant. The injury thing just stays up there forever throughout that whole play. But much like what we've seen in our game here, San Diego State gets on the board. North Texas with that electric running back is going to be able to answer back very, very quickly. Jaheim White back in the backfield here. That veer and shoot offense. Looks like we got numbers in the box. Looks like we should be able to stop something here. And we do. But then that leaves the RPO over to the right, number 0. This time, one quick cut out, one quick cut in. He's going to outrun that Aztecs defense and take it in for the mean green touchdown. Just when we thought we had it all tied up, just one quick play to Milner. Now we do have it tied up again, 14-14, but here comes Jaheim White. That one run up the middle, the dive comes up short once he gets to that sideline. Nobody's catching this man. Good effort by number 9 of San Diego State, but effort only gets you so far. That is a touchdown for North Texas. Now again, 21-21 here at the start of the 4th quarter. Again, looks like we got decent numbers for a run, but what do you do against that? What do you do against that? We're in the backfield. We're right there for him. He's just so dang quick. He takes that one cut out to the right, gets a little bit of a speed burst, and he's just out of there. 14 rushes, 263 yards as North Texas, 21 points in the 4th quarter to get the 42-28 victory. Now we head to James Madison Boater and his Marshall Thundering Herd taking on King Papi Sosa and the JMU Dukes, going for a deep shot, and we find our guy Wizlowski deep over the middle. The downside of DB fire for using that user in a deep half, every once in a while you're going to give up a bomb. So it's 7-7 ball game here, still in the 1st quarter. Marshall going to be dropping back to pass this time. Del Rio Wilson, the quarterback for the Thundering Herd. We find our halfback sneaking out of the backfield on a streak way downfield. Beautiful ball by the quarterback. Outruns the JMU defense in for the Thundering Herd. Score 4 for 5, 150 yards, I'd say, in the 1st quarter. My goodness. So now a 4th and inches for JMU. Going to be in a little bit of a wildcat here. Petaway in the backfield hurdles the pancake to defender and takes it in for the touchdown for the Dukes. You would think goal line would do okay against Blast, but you would think wrong. Touchdown JMU. Now Marshall back on the prowl, back on the attack here. See what we can find. Rolling out to the right. See if we're going to try to playmaker anybody. We try to do a QB juke. Get hit. The ball comes out. And number 14 on James Madison, scoop and score just like that. Now the Dukes find themselves, up by 7. Jump forward a little bit. We are tied 21-21, going with a power read out to the left. King Papi Sosa did exactly what I do all the time against power reads, just run your way right into a blocker. Don't worry, I'll just come to you, Mr. Blocker Man. Don't even worry about it. Jump ahead, 28-28, 2 seconds left in the game. Marshall set themselves up right at the 2-yard line, right in the middle of the field. I remembered to include the game-winning kick this time. The kick is up. The kick is good. The Thundering Herd come away with a hard-fought 31-28 victory there. Boater gets the win over King Papi Sosa. So that's all our halftime highlights here for week 5. Let's take it back to our main event. Let's go back to the Alamodome. Now on this opening drive of the second half, UTSA's already converted 1 4th down. Now they're facing a 4th and 1, going back to that run up the middle. Looked like Rice might have been on that, but number 28, Amarian Peterson, against that hot blitz, able to sneak just enough to pick up that 1st down and keep the drive alive again. The earlier 4th down, we actually had a really nice pass play. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was kind of like a deep in route over on the right to pick up a 4th and 7. So now a little cover 4 match it's looking like here from Rice. We were the ones responsible for that right flat, I believe. I don't really know match rules the best, but I believe the quarter flat was one for that right flat. So we're able to find one quick to our halfback, pick up a nice easy 7 yards. We're back in split backs. The only thing we've seen out of split backs blue so far has been that 23 run. So that's what I'm expecting to see here again. But with it being number 86, maybe this will be something different. Maybe we're flipping this to make sure it's going to Henderson, but it could be a run to 86. I'd be surprised. Just from how the backfield is set up here, looking at the personnel, I can't imagine this is actually going to be a run. Unless it's going to the right. And that used to be really broken. Oh, it is. Okay, well, shows what I know. Right back to that 23 run, even with big man 86 getting the carry. Staying in some split back, but the shotgun variation. So anytime we're seeing that split backs blue, I'd almost just be run committing up the middle. And I'm not a big run or pass commit guy, but just from what we've seen, I feel like we kind of have to do that. Goes for the swing over to the left, and we might have had that because the user actually got picked up, but we'll just take a nice easy run up the middle. We got some leg cramps from the starting right edge here of Rice, but we'll take that run for 4. And UTSA really kind of slowing some things down here a little bit. We saw that. We saw before the first half. That was just out of hand. That was ridiculous. But now we got a 3.5 minute drive going, a 2nd and 6, ball still at the 30. and just slow things down a little bit. Get it back to our guy Henderson Jr., but 54 does a great job on that Rice defense, getting in there, filling the gap before he can pick up too much of a head of steam. So 3rd and 6, we're going with a little cover 1 here on defense. We got the 2 backs. Once again, Henderson and Peterson in the backfield with McCown. Going to go help out on that halfback, but then that leaves the drag right over the middle of the field. DJ Allen. Feel like we haven't seen him pass all that much, but he's 12 for 18. So UTSA has been throwing the ball, I guess, more than I had realized. Now we're back in this ninja formation. I mean, this has got to be a throw over to the right. I mean, he's only got 2 guys out there. But the edge actually, that was a good little move by Rice here. I believe we put this edge actually out on a hard flat or something, because he comes flying down there. As it looks like we should have been able to throw that, but with that edge flying down, let's just give it to Henderson. His 13th carry of the day, 215 yards and counting, as this drive for UTSA keeps going. At about 4.5 minutes at this point, ball at the 12. Been a very impressive drive for the Roadrunners coming out of halftime here. You know, you have your halftime break. Everybody has their orange slices, their Capri Suns. Everybody's feeling, you know, a little rested. Then you come out and just pound the ball down the defense's throat. Oh, what a play by 15 to fight through that block, bring him down for a gain of nothing, and really just wear that defense right back out. So now we got a 3rd and 2, green rip. That's going to be our split back formation here again. Let's see, so we got Henderson and Peterson in the backfield. Gonna go with that run to Peterson, and again, number 13 gets off the block. He did pick up the first down, but that, I believe, was a touchdown saving tackle there by that Rice defensive lineman, because, I mean, Henderson, he was out there leading the way. He was picking up that block on that safety up there, and I don't think anybody was going to be able to stop Peterson from getting in and scoring a touchdown on that. So now we're going back to that split backs blue. I mean, I really think you just run commit up the middle here until he shows us, oh, well, it was a different run. This time we try to go outside to the right, and maybe that's why we stick with that 23 run out of split backs blue. He would have got me on that, though, because I would have ran commit up the middle. It still might have worked, because if I remember right, unless they updated it, unless it works a little bit better now, those kind of runs were terrible out of split backs in 25 and in 26. It's really just those quick inside runs going from the right to the left that worked the best. We tried to take one outside and get absolutely blown up here. Dropping back to pass. What a find by McCown. A.J. Wilson goes up in high points. It holds onto it through contact and everything. Touchdown Roadrunners. A nearly 6-minute drive puts UTSA back up by 7. As we head into the 4th quarter, Rice facing a 4th and 4 at their own 31, doing some formation shifting here into a 5 wide out of a wingback pistol, it looked like. Let's see. Oh, and it's actually Gabriel Ochoa in the backfield now instead of Ja'Cory Brown. Ooh, I thought that right edge was screaming in there, but ends up getting picked up. We're able to find number 6, Ben Grice, on a quick one over the middle to keep the drive and potentially the game alive for Rice. That could have been a game-sealing turnover in that situation. So now we're audibling back down into a shotgun wingback. Or is that pistol wingback? I can't tell. And it's just going to Rampage Jackson right up the gut. So 2nd and 5. Let's see, still 5.5 minutes left. Ball right at midfield. We did come out in a run here to Rampage. Let's see if that's what we are going to be sticking with. Little halfback draw. See if we can't work our way around a little bit. Number 13 of UTSA coming up flying in, making a play there. Defensive end looks like was hurt there for UTSA. I mean, the text was so small that could have said D tackle. I don't know. 3rd and 2 for Rice. Going, let's see, flipping through our wingback options here. Let's see what we're going to end up going with. The wingback tight slots. I don't know. I haven't really found anything I love out of that formation, but maybe Drew's going to show me something here that we can add to our Rice arsenal. Going with that RPO. Yeah, the RPO is pretty good. That RPO read flat. which they just added to every new formation, pretty much. We had our choice there between the wheel route, between the flat route, but it is going to be Clark. We got a man in front who ends up blocking 2 UTSA defenders. What number was that on that block? Number 5. What an effort by this man. Looked like he wasn't going to pick up anybody. Ends up picking up 2 guys, opens it up for Jordan Clark to take it in for the Owls touchdown, answering back quickly after that long UTSA drive. So now 5 minutes left, a tie game. If UTSA can put a drive together like they just did, I don't know, Rice might not be able to see this ball back. These guys have come very close to blocking kicks, by the way. So I just wanted to make sure, but the kick's up, the kick's good. 35-35. Now the Roadrunners in a bit of a pickle here. 4th and 5 at their own 34, 2:20 to go, and they are going to be going for it here. Got McCown in the backfield, gonna be dropping back to pass. The Stunt trying to come in, looking for that drag, not there. Wright's not there. Try to playmaker somebody. We got to throw something up and hope for the best, and it is knocked away. I mean, works out good for Rice. He actually didn't intercept that. Ball hits the turf, and the Owls taking over at the UTSA 34-yard line. Just over 2 minutes to go. Now Rice in prime position to get this win. Going to some wing back close. I mean, that was just great defense on that play. There was nowhere for McCown to go throughout that entire thing. So we are going to go with a triple option. We are going to go to Rampage right up the middle. I do like the wing back close triple option. I like that one quite a bit. All the triple options where our read key does not have like a tight end there, because I feel like when you do have that tight end, it just muddies the waters a lot. Like he'll get chipped sometimes, and it can make it really hard to actually make that read. So I prefer the triple options where your read key is going to be coming in essentially untouched. Just makes it so much easier for my stupid brain to make those kind of reads. So 2 minutes left in the game now, a 2nd and 10 for Rice. We're going to be motioning over. We saw 6 make some big blocks on that last touchdown. Let's see if he's going to be able to do it again here. Still in 6-1 on defense, which makes a lot of sense against Rice. And Ja'Cory Brown finds the gap again. I told you this guy's a stud. I don't know how much you trust him making those passes. He did show off that throw power on that streak earlier. This time just keeps it his gosh dang self all the way in. Quick capitalization of that turnover forced by the defense, and Rice on top, 42-35, minute 53 to go. But B3 and UTSA not going to go down that easy. Getting a little drive going here to Rice's 41-yard line. Still a minute 14 left. Still all 3 timeouts for the Roadrunners, so they can 100% still run this ball, still go to some of those RPOs. The whole playbook is open right now for UTSA, and we are going to go with a run. Try to bounce it to the outside there with Peterson. Not quite able to. I mean, Henderson's been doing a great job as a lead blocker, don't get me wrong. But I feel like because we've seen B3 call that fullback inside a few times. Like we gotta do a formation sub or something to get that to be Henderson. Because if that was Henderson with that speed burst and shifty and all that stuff, I think we could have taken that outside and really made something shake with that. And same with that split backs blue formation. We've seen Henderson break some big runs on that already. So 2nd and 7 going to be an El Paso stunt. McCown rolling out, big man trying to chase him down, and does a great job of it. Is that number 8? Number 8 or number 9 on that Rice defense. Really, I mean, kept that from being a huge gain because there was nobody else out there to watch McCown. But that he did get enough to pick up that first down, 31 yards away from potentially tying this game. 64 seconds left on the clock. Going to more of a spread formation here, 2 receivers on each side. Henderson in the backfield. We can 100% still give a run to Henderson. Even that was just a gain of 1. But you can see that cut back to the left was unbelievable. Like the shiftiness of some of these guys, like mainly Henderson and White at North Texas, is just puts those guys just on a whole different level. So that was just a gain of 1 though. Green rip offset. Going back to our split back here from shotgun. What are we gonna go to? And I'm curious why we have Henderson in the slot in this formation too, because I feel like I know we've seen him throw it to him once, I feel like, if I remember right. But I think just having him in the backfield is such a big difference maker. We did try to hit that streak earlier, but somehow he didn't win on that. Another great defensive rep there from Drew and Rice. Just nowhere to go. User taking away Henderson. Has to try to check one down to 25, but that ball gets knocked out. So now we got a 3rd and 9. 32 seconds on the clock. Back to our 2x2. Henderson to the left of McCown. Ball on the right hash. Can McCown draw something up here for the boys? A stunt coming in right up that right seam. Oh my goodness. Delivers an absolute laser to DJ Allen. My goodness. That safety of Rice was unbelievably close to getting back to the right and making a play on this ball, but was just a step too slow. We see that seam shot, that third, just a step off of it. McCown delivers an absolute laser with 27 seconds left in the ball game. Now, are we going for 2? We are going to go for 1. I mean, with the success we've had with like that split backs blue formation, wouldn't have hated that at all. But this kick to tie the game, it is up, it is good. And Rice, despite what we saw at the end of the first half, we are not getting any first play touchdowns here. Rice going to try to hit a swing screen over to the right. We got 21 seconds. I mean, we have all our timeouts. I'm surprised we're not taking any here. I guess with Ja'Cory Brown, though, you don't really want to force anything downfield because that would be an easy way to lose this game in regulation. We're going to go to Rampage up the middle. 10 seconds now, ball at the 41. I mean, we need probably at least, 25 yards before we can realistically even think about kicking here. So maybe we go back to that verticals play. I'm not sure what we do here for Rice. I wouldn't hate going to, we're going to go back to that RPO that we scored the touchdown on earlier. Maybe, I bet we're looking for Y on this. If we can hit it quick, we can't. We did have X on that. Oh, we had the wheel route on this wide open. We did actually almost get that to our tight end because he had pretty good leverage on that. But man, if we go to one of our other 2 options there, Rice might have had the game winner right then and there. So now we're going back to our motion divide, stemming down this post, hoping it's man coverage and that our receiver, Jackson, is going to be able to win on this. Looks like it is not, though. We're going to have to take A underneath. It ends up getting tackled there. 2 seconds left, 47 yards. With throw power how it is in this game, I'm not sure if Brown can even get one to the end zone. And it's going to be some man up 3 deep on defense. We're just going to chuck something up and hope for the best here. I mean, we got time. You can plant your feet. You can throw it. He got it there. But it does end up getting intercepted by one of the 4 UTSA defenders there. Now, hold on a second. Number 29, he's got some wheels on him, but so does Ja'Cory Brown, able to chase him down from behind, send us to overtime. Let's see who is going to be starting with the ball here. UTSA has won the toss, and they will decide to, drumroll please, they will play defense first, so it's going to be Rice starting with the ball in overtime. What a game between these 2 squads. This has been for a second, I did think 29 might have had something there. But what a game between these 2 squads. So this is our verticals formation. Let's see if that's what we're going to be going to here for the Owls. Or no, the halfback ISO. Halfback ISO is such a good run out of there too. I really like that formation. Whatever one it is. I think it's, I can never remember the formations. But it's whatever one has that verticals play in there. So 2nd and 6 now, a little more standard shotgun look coming for Rice, but it's not a standard shotgun play. It is going to be Ja'Cory Brown trying to find some space right up the middle, but UTSA does a great job plugging up all those gaps. Nowhere for him to go. So 3rd and 5 now. What do we go to? I wouldn't hate like a halfback direct here with Rampage. I mean, he's been in so much 6-1. I feel like we have to try to do something to the outside. That delayed slant could be good on this. We'll have to see. We will have to see. But yeah, he's just been in so much 6-1. I feel like we got to take a shot, go to the outside at some point. It is going to be man coverage. We're going to go to Rampage Jackson out the backfield. The user almost there in time, but just like with UTSA's touchdown, they were just a half step too slow. Rice converts on the 3rd down, keeping the drive going. Ball at the 12-yard line. Ooh, either stretch or power option. I would like either of those, so it's probably the pass. Okay, no, it is power option. I think I would like just a regular stretch later, or a regular stretch instead, which actually looks like is exactly what we audibled into. Maybe even motion 28 out. You know, check your blocking. If 28 is picking up that safety over on the left. I wouldn't have hated motioning him out, but against that 6-1, take it to the outside. Quentin Rampage Jackson in for the Rice touchdown, giving the Owls the lead here in overtime. The extra point's up. The extra point is good. Let's see what the Roadrunners are. They going to be able to keep this game alive? Coming out in some ace rip week. 25 yards to go. See, what do we want to do on defense here? I'd be a little hesitant for a cover 3 just because we know he might be looking up the seams here. Again, that was the last big play we gave up. It's going to be Henderson, and he's got room to the outside. Ooh, thankfully we had some help defenders there. Thankfully that one UTSA player was actually there too to slow him down, because Henderson just ran face first into his wide receiver there. That was pretty gosh dang close to a touchdown. Staying in our 2x2. I mean, how do we not just go to Henderson? How do we not just feed the beast? Feed the beast, Henderson. Gets us kind of in a tough spot, though, with it being first and goal at the 9. It is pretty rough. So we'll see. I mean, you gotta just go Henderson. We gotta keep giving Henderson the ball here. Going back to our split back. See, this, I don't know, because Henderson's probably going to be the one in the slot here again. Yeah, he is. Unless we have some sort of motion, some way to get Henderson this ball. I don't know. I mean, we're going to try to swing out to the left. The user does a great job taking that away. We try to go Peterson up the middle. Nothing doing on that. We just need some formation subs or something to make sure Henderson's in the backfield and being a running threat as much as possible. Because we've seen in a few formations, like even now, Henderson's out being a slot receiver, and it's Peterson in the backfield. And it just makes such a difference to the UTSA run game who they have back there. Is even a run like that with the quickness and the cuts that Henderson can get, who knows what he could have cut that back to the right and found some extra yards, maybe even found a touchdown. I feel like we're hurting Henderson a little bit, and he's not even the one on the RPO. He's actually one of our lead blockers on that. So I just feel like we have to make sure we're getting Henderson in the backfield here. But we have a 3rd and goal at the 6, going ace double tight, going a little man coverage here, which I like mixing in man down here in the goal line area. And take our deep blues off, just put them on hook curls, which is fine. Makes sense to me. And we got Henderson in the backfield. Makes a lot of sense for UTSA. See what we're going to go to here. Essentially tight, open, tight look. We had Henderson. We're going to try to dunk on him with 84, but the ball gets knocked out. Because the user defender, that's the nice thing of mixing in man, because he's not expecting it to be your user defender being the one on Henderson, because we haven't just been calling a ton of man coverage. So we sneak it in there. He's not looking right at Henderson right away, because he's not expecting that to be man. He's not expecting it to be the Rice user guarding him. Instead, tries to throw a jump ball, comes incomplete. So 4th and goal at the 6, gun ace week. The game on the line for B3 for UTSA. We do have Henderson in the backfield. As sick as it is, I wouldn't hate a run here. I would not hate a run here, because Rice would never see a run coming. We're going to motion Henderson out. Users kind of stuck with it. What in the world happened on that? It's a fumble. It's a fumble, and it's out of bounds. The game is over. Rice wins 49-42. Was this just a stunt that came in totally free? Because I see we dropped one guy into a hook curl. We're rushing 3, which is our rule. You do have to rush 3. Not even a stunt. Just our right guard gets absolutely bullied. Because if we get this throw off, like, we have help defenders up here, but with Henderson Jr., I'm not discounting that this could be a touchdown, but our right guard just is a freaking moron. McCown has to try to make the throw, ends up being a fumble, ends up being a 49-42 win for the Rice Owls. What a game to both Drew and B3. Fantastic game. I'm mainly just gonna look at the rushing stats of both of these teams here. Quentin Rampage Jackson, 12 carries, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ja'Cory Brown, 6 for 80 and 2 touchdowns. And on the UTSA side, Will Henderson III, 18 for 247 and 2 scores, 14 yards a pop for that man. We tried to get Peterson going, gave him 12 carries, but just nothing doing. Couldn't even break a single tackle. 12 carries for 26 yards. Brandon Hyde Jr. gets in on the fun, 2 for 23 before he unfortunately got hurt. A lot of people A lot of people ran the ball for UTSA. But what a game between those two lads. Let's take a look at everything else that happened here in week 5. We'll just stick with the Mountain West, where UTEP gets the win against Hawaii 49-14. And we saw North Texas get that win against San Diego State. We'll just jump up to Conference USA. Miami, Ohio gets the CPU win against Kent State 45-3. We saw Marshall get that win against JMU. Unfortunately, your Western Kentucky, your beloved Hilltoppers, fell 20-17 to Vancy and his Temple Owls. Spence and North Dakota State get a win on the board against Western Michigan 20-14. UConn takes down North Carolina 72-14. Ohio and Liberty 28-22. I believe, yeah, that was actually a forced win for Ohio because Liberty was out of town. Going to the Pac-12 now. Air Force sneaks by Navy 41-38. This was a fair sim, and Colorado State ended up getting that win. Sometimes schedules just don't align. It's going to happen, so sometimes we're just going to have to sim games. We saw the UTEP one, we saw this one. UNLV takes down CPU New Mexico 31-8. Fresno State takes care of business against Washington State 31-0. Then we'll go to our Sun Belt here. We saw all of this already. So now we're in week 6 as I'm recording this, and I don't think we're going to have a game of the week for week 6, so let's just go over everything that happened in week 6 here, as well as Western Kentucky was on a bye. USF beat CPU East Carolina 31-10. Arkansas State and Coastal Carolina are playing either tonight or tomorrow. Fingers crossed on that one. Jacksonville State, our newest user, Crizzle, welcome to the league, takes down Supersonic 28-14. Going to the Pac-12, this game looks like it's going to be just a straight sim. Again, schedules just don't align. Some people work nights, some people work days. With kids, with families, with all that stuff, things are going to happen. Not every game's going to get played. Air Force gets the win against Colorado State 42-14. The Falcons 6-0, 4-0 in conference. Truth putting in some work with those Air Force boys. To the Mountain West now, 10-7 win. Texas State in that split T offense against Habs. UL Monroe in his triple option offense, a defensive slugfest between those two boys. Louisiana Tech 37-6 gets the win against FCS, and Rice 24-21 against Woe Twice and UTEP. That could have been game of the week, but I'm not going to do the same team 2 weeks in a row. But the Owls 4-2 and 2-0 in that Mountain West Conference. Then last but not least, Conference USA, Miami, Ohio takes down North Dakota State 56-21. Western Michigan gets the win against CPU, Bowling Green, and Temple and UConn. Looking like this one's probably going to be a sim as well, which is too bad because that was going to be Flexbone versus Flexbone. Would have been a ton of fun. But that gets you caught up on absolutely everything that has happened here in weeks 5 and in week 6. We will be back for our Western Kentucky user game against Liberty for week 7, and we should certainly have games of the week most every week going forward as we get into conference play. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you guys then. Until then, take it easy.